I went solo camping one day at a new forest that I had never been to before. It turns out that forest is a place I think it's better if nobody goes even close to. First of all, I am a serious camper with a lot of experience, and nothing like this has ever happened to me before. So I went into the forest just as usual, found a good spot, and started unpacking. When I started unpacking, I heard a voice. But when I turned around, I didn't see anybody, so I continued. There's a possibility that I heard it once or twice more, but when you're unpacking a tent, there are many high-pitched noises, so I didn't think much of it. Throughout the day, I continuously heard some sort of noises, but nothing clear. So I went on with my day, and although now that I think of it, I should have left when I heard voices. But I thought this place was so cool that I wanted to stay. As I continued with my day, the whispers started to get louder, but I wasn't able to understand what they were saying. As the dark slowly approached, the voices became more frequent, and another thing started happening that I didn't think much of. Branches started falling from the trees. But the day was a bit windy, so I thought to myself that these branches were already broken off, and the wind was just pushing them down. As night approached, I was sitting in my chair in front of the fire, relaxing and concentrating on the book I was reading. As I was reading, I still heard voices from time to time whispering something. Although now that I think about it, the branches started falling much closer to me, but it was still far enough away that I wasn't concerned. After that, I went to sleep, and as I was lying down, I heard the voice again. This time, I heard it clearly, "Go away." That's what it had been saying all this time, but I thought to myself that I would go tomorrow. At that moment, another branch fell, but it was much closer to me. After a couple of minutes, it happened, a branch fell directly on my head. It was unusual because I was not under any tree, so I didn't understand how this was possible. I went out to check what was going on. As I was leaving the tent, another branch just barely missed me and flew by. I was shocked, but I quickly grabbed stuff from my tent, my car keys, my wallet, and started to run. As I was running, the whispers turned into shouts, "Go away." They were continuously screaming at me, so I just ran to my car without stopping. When I got to my car, I quickly went inside and drove away as fast as possible. I went to a nearby motel and stayed there for the night. The next morning, the receptionist asked me what happened, but I wasn't able to explain it to her. After breakfast, I went back to the forest and collected all of my stuff. The tent wasn't damaged. Somehow, the branch didn't rip it apart, and from the looks of it, nothing was disturbed. When I went back to the motel to have some lunch before the road, the lady saw the camping stuff I had in my car. She asked me if I planned to sleep in the nearby woods, saying that it's a bad idea because so many strange things happen in the woods at night. She told me to go someplace else. I didn't tell her that's the reason I stayed at your place last night, I just thanked her for the information. From that point onward, I did not camp at places where I hadn't looked into beforehand. I love camping, but that experience is something I don't want to repeat.